25th of December, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora. We have no class today, Alan, right?
Right. Not till Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, but he has to email us, right?
Right. That's what he said.
Okay, sounds good.
You should take yourself off record.
Kuf Gimel, 100.
Oh, so looking at Sanhedrin.
We're looking in Sanhedrin. That was 11a.
Yes.
Okay, so. Okay. Okay, last Thursday we got up to Amre. Hasam, Amana, Havi Balo Mashke, Kahana Lakitna. Oh yeah, we're talking about Kitna. Okay, so right in the middle of the story over here. Okay, so Amre is an explanation. Okay, so let's see what the explanation is all about, without really remembering what the issue was at all. That's not really the way to do it. First, we should really review a little bit and see what exactly the issue was that we got into over here. But it's rather complicated and laborious. Okay, let's take 2 minutes. 2 minutes on the stopwatch. We're going to go back to the beginning of this section and just review what it says over here. Rav Kahana. We start with Rav Kahana. You want to know where Rav Kahana is? Rav Kahana is after the dot. About the first word in the line is Deminach. Who be'ina?
103A1, right-hand column.
Okay, so Rav Kahana,
Third paragraph.
Okay, everybody got the place? So
103A.
A1, right-hand column, third paragraph.
The Gemara cites an incident.
Rav Kahana Yahev Zuze Akitna. Rav Kahana gave money for Kitna, which I think we saw from Rashi. Rashi says it's actually talking about pishtan, which is flax. It's not cotton. At any rate, the Sof Aiker and what did he do, Rav Kahana? He gave him the money for it, but he didn't take it. He didn't take it with him. He left it by the seller. And so now Lasof Aiker Kitna. Now the market for Kitna goes up, so it becomes more valuable than at the time that Rav Kahana bought it. And Zavne Marvase the Kitna, and the seller went along and he sold the Kitna that he sold to Rav Kahana for a profit, more than what Rav Kahana himself paid for it. And he was planning wasn't planning to take the profit for himself. He was planning to give it to Rav Kahana. But Rav Kahana was not sure whether he'd be able to take it. So he went to go ask a shaila. Also, the Kami the Rav. He asked Rav this Shaila, Amalei, Ma Avid, what he asked him, what should I do with in this situation? Izil, Ishkil Zuzai, should I go and take the money that the seller is offering me? Amalei, so Rav said to him, Hikozavne Omre Hai Kitno de Kahanahu. If the seller told the second buyer that he's selling him the Zil Shkol, then you may go and take the money and take the profit. But if he did not say that he bought that he was selling him the kitna de kahana, lo tishko, then you may not take that money. And all Rashi told us over there was because of ribis. Okay, so then the Gemara, without explaining anything at all, without Rashi explaining anything, we're basically in the dark over here. Now the Gemara wants to go and ask, according to which opinion is Rav paskening this shaila over here? The Bnei Marava? Is he going like the Bnei Marava, the Amre that they said, Mihodio lebal chitin sheyakta chitin lebal mos? They were the ones that said, oh, the seller. Who told the seller that he should sell it not to the one who's coming to him, the agent, but he should sell it to the one who's sending the agent that he doesn't know about? So to say, that's a problem. He's not gonna. The one who's sending is not going to acquire the hitin, because even though the money belongs to the sender, but the seller does not know of the existence of the sender, and Bnei Marava held that was a problem. Otu miyohi Rav Kahana arba v'shokil tamne. So at this point, the Gemara said, would it indeed make sense according to Bnei Marava? Rashi explains this is a bitmia, as though to say it can't be that according to Bnei Marava that Rav Kahana would be able to give four for this kitna, and then now take back 8 from the seller who sold it to somebody else.
Rabbi, I'm confused. I'm not following the logic. What does the those in the West say that the seller has to be aware of the existence of the sender? What does that have to do with the case of Rav Kahana, in which case everybody's aware of everybody?
Yeah, it's right. It's a good question. That's not apparent from the Gemara. What's the shaykhus to what Rav said to Bnei Marava? Now, did Rashi help us out over here to explain us what's the Gemara getting into Bnei Marava about? Yeah, the Gemara did say. I read the Rashi did say. Maybe we have to read this Rashi. Okay, so before we get to let's read these two Rashis over here again. I don't know if we read them initially. I'm not sure. In any case, we need to read them again. Where should we start in the Rashis? Should we just start from the beginning of the Rashis? Savne Mavose the Kitna. Let's just start over there, and we'll get a running start over here. We're going to read from let's read from Rashi Diramaskel Zavne Mavasa the Kitna, which is it's about 12 lines down from the narrow lines start, and it's the beginning of the line. So this is what the seller went ahead and did with the kitna that he sold to Rav Kahana, which he still had in his possession.
Want me to read?
Yeah.
Okay. Almanas litain demehen shehain lokchin lerav kahana. So Rashi says, on condition to give the value that they purchased to Rav Kahana. He's the seller, the one who sold to Rav Kahana, who is now reselling, does so on condition that the money that he gets from the sale goes to Rav Kahana. Right?
Right. In other words, Rashi's saying this was the this was the intention of the seller. He was Kilu like doing a favor for Rav Kahana, that he's now selling his the kitna, which is appreciated. It gone up in the shuk, and his sole intention was to give Rav Kahana the benefit of the profit.
Lo tishko mishum aribis. Okay, lo tishko. I forgot what that means.
That you should not take it. Don't take it.
Don't take it because of ribis.
Yeah.
So in other words, this is Rav's answer. Rav says, if the I get it. If the buyers, the new buyers, if they don't know of the existence of Rav Kahana, then the people from the West come into play, because the people from the West say, if they don't know that Rav Kahana exists, it's like they don't know that the sender exists.
Yeah. Right.
So if they don't know that Rav Kahana exists, then their intention is to buy it from the seller, not from Rav Kahana. And therefore, Rav Kahana does not acquire it. Since he doesn't acquire it, the seller is now giving him the value that the seller owns. And since that's more than the value that the seller got from Rav Kahana originally, it's interest. Right?
Well, why would it be interest?
Because it's like
Gezel.
Rav Kahana loaned him, Rav Kahana bought it from him for 100. And now it's like he's loaning him the 100. Because the seller owes it to Rav Kahana. If Rav Kahana bought it, so the seller owes it to him, but he's holding on to it for a period of time. During that period of time, it goes up in value. So now when he sells it, he's getting more money than than the loan was for originally.
I don't know why it would be interest. I would say it would be gezel for Rav Kahana to take it because the money was, it's not his money.
Yeah, you have a good point. According to those from the West, it's now the property of the seller. Because the new buyers, did not know about Rav Kahana, so they bought it with the intention that the money was going to the seller. So the seller acquires it. But wait a second, how can the seller acquire it? It's not his. That's the rub. It actually belongs to Rav Kahana.
Oh, that's also right. Right. Very good. Okay, good. Good. Now you're getting into this case. So yeah, so what this we have to think about this for a minute. Really did who's yeah, I mean Rashi says does Rashi no. Okay. Okay, so you want to say that this kitna belongs to Reb Kahana. He bought it, even though he didn't take it with him, but he bought it. He paid money for it, so it's his. Now the seller is selling for Rev Kahana. He figures he's an agent of Rev Kahana. He's not selling it for himself. He's selling it as an agent of Rev Kahana, but the people that are buying it don't know about Rev Kahana, and they are figuring that the money that they give to the seller should be acquired by the seller. They don't have any intention of giving that money to anybody other than the seller. So so who owns the money that the second buyer gave, and who owned the kitna that was sold to them? So it sounds a bit. So in any case, that's the issue. And now maybe we could see what Rashi says over here in the we'll go to the next Rashi. Kaman kivnei marava.
Okay. Kaman kivnei marava. According to the people from the West, bitmia. It's a question. Klomar, as to say, de amrinan mi hodi an lokhin shiknu ma'atihen l'rav kahana lefichach lo zacha bahen. So Rashi says this is a puzzlement, as to say that they said, I guess they is the people from the West, who told them that the purchaser acquired, what is this word, ma'osehen, money?
Yeah.
Acquired who told the second buyers that Rev Kahana is going to acquire this money. because what is zacha?
Zocha is to merit, but here it means, in other words, the one who attains them. Behen is referring to the money.
So he doesn't attain lo zacha vehen. He doesn't attain then. Therefore, lefichach. Therefore, he doesn't attain then. I'm missing something in the flow here.
Okay, let's go over it again. Good effort. Now, the Gemara asked a question, a rhetorical question, really. And Rashi, when he says bitmia, he's simply explaining the rhetorical. He's just simply pointing out that the Gemara is expressing this question in a matter of a rhetorical question, meaning to say it's not so. In other words, when the Gemara says kaman means, now who does Rav go like? Who is he pasking and according to? Now remember, we've got the Bnei Marava, and they say it all depends on whether the person knows about this hidden party, so that he has das to be makna, to cause to that hidden person to acquire what it is that he's giving, and the Bnei Marava argue with Rabbi Yochanan. That Rabbi Yochanan says no, it all goes according to, doesn't go. They don't need to know anything. It all goes according to the money is the one who the one whose money it is, who it belongs to. They're the one that acquired the item that's being sold. Okay, so now
you mean the money for the item?
Yeah. So in this case, the thing which is being acquired, which is in question over here, is the money,
right?
Not the kitna. At least at this point, the Gemara doesn't have any issue over the acquisition of the kitna. The kitna certainly seems to be that it belongs to the second buyer now. And only question here over here is
right.
Who's entitled to this money? Right. Okay. So but the Gemara is stelling zu to the machlokes of Bnei Marava and Rabbi Yochanan in this case as well. And they argue about what determines who's the one that's going to get the thing that is supposed to be acquired over here. And it's in this case it's talking about the money. So Rashi explains like this. Come on, that's the Gemara's question. Come on, Bnei Marava. Who is Rav going according to? Is he going according to Bnei Marava? Rashi says, Bitbia. The Gemara is saying this in a matter of wonderment and astonishment, as though to say it can't be. And then Rashi goes on to explain. Lost the place over here. Oh yeah. Rashi says bitmia klomar. So now we know that whenever Rashi uses the word klomar, he's telling us what the Gemara means to say, even though the words of what the Gemara is saying don't exactly match what it is that the Gemara means to say. But Rashi's telling us what the Gemara means to say. Klomar, damrinen mihodion lelokchin. The Gemara is saying over here, Amrinen, in other words, the word me over here is not who told them, but did anybody tell them? right? The word mi over here is being used as an interrogative question. Mi hodiam lelokhin. Did anybody tell is it so that the purchasers of this kitna were informed? Sheyaknu Mosehen Rav Kahana, were they informed that they have to have kavana to cause their monies that are being given to the seller to be acquired by Rav Kahana?
What is sheyaknu, to acquire?
No, sheyaknu is a causative, that they should cause Rav Kahana to acquire. In other words, they are the ones that are the owners of this money. And when they are giving it over, according to Bnei Marava, they need to have das to know to whom they are giving this money over to, that person should make an acquisition in that money.
Right.
So the word yakna means to cause the other person to acquire it. So were these purchasers informed that they need to cause Rav Kahana to acquire the money that they're giving the seller? Absolutely not. That's the rhetorical question over here that's being asked. If on the side that Rav would be paskening according to the view of Bnei Marava. And therefore Rashi concludes, Lefikach, therefore, lo zochu behen. Therefore, he did not attain them. He didn't acquire them. Meaning he, referring to Rav Kahana. In other words, according to Bnei Marava, it would be clear that Rav Kahana has no business taking this money, because the purchasers had no idea that they were giving this money for Rav Kahana to acquire. They figured they're dealing with the seller, and they're giving money to the seller, that the seller should acquire the money that they are giving him for the sale of the kitna.
So now you've clarified for me. I understand the flow of this Rashi, except for the first word, bitmia. If you leave out bitmia, it sounds like Rashi is explaining to us that what it means to say, like the Bnei Marava, they hold that the new buyers were not aware of the existence of Rav Kahana, therefore Rav Kahana doesn't acquire. What's the bitmia? Are we reversing the logic and saying this is not true?
Yeah. Let's see, 1 second. Yeah, what's difficult over here would seem to be that Rav asked Rav Kahana if the seller mentioned him that really what I'm doing over here is I'm selling the kitna de Kahana. Why did Rav ask him that? Because if the seller informed the buyers that really what he's doing is he is acting as an agent for Rav Kahana to sell Rav Kahana's kitna to them, So then they would understand on their own, I would think, that, oh, well, if so, then the money that we're giving really is for Rav Kahana.
And therefore Rav holds according to those from the West.
Yeah, right. And if he didn't do so, and Rav said, if the Ve'ilo, if the seller did not mention you, and he just sold the kitna, so then lo tishko, you shouldn't take it. Because why? Because it's not yours to take. Because that money was given for the seller. That's what the purchasers thought that they were doing, is giving the money to the seller who was selling his own stuff, and therefore they're giving him the money that he should acquire it. And so therefore you can't take that money in that case. So if so, then it would seem that Rav is paskening like B'nai Marava. So why is the Gemora asking in astonishment, who does Rav pasken like? Could he be paskening like Rav Kahat, like B'nai Marava? How could it be that he could? We just got through explaining that it seems like that's exactly what he's doing. So maybe we'll read the next Rashi, which the next Rashi is going on the next sentence in the Gemora, where the Gemora is hopefully going to explain to us what the source of its astonishment is. Because according to what we're thinking right now, we don't see anything astonishing about Rav paskening like B'nai Marava.
I want to add that the English, there's no footnotes. I don't know where they're getting it from, but the English seems to understand that there's no bitmia here, because the English after it finishes with the phrase, who notified the owner of the wheat to transfer the wheat to the owner of the money, it says the Gemara rejects this suggestion. So the English is understanding that is what the suggestion was, and now it's going to refute it.
Okay, so in other words, it could be that the reason that Rashi says bitmia is not because it doesn't seem like it's working out to be like the B'nai Marava, but we got some other thing that we're not aware of, that the Gemora is aware of, that perhaps the Gemora is going to elaborate on now, which makes it going to be difficult to explain that it is like B'nai Marava. But true, on the face of it, the way that we're understanding it now, it would seem like it is like B'nai Marava, the way according to what Rav is saying. But nevertheless, Rashi's explaining the Gemora as a bitmia. We'll have to see the next. I think we're going to see in the next Rashi, who explains the next line of the Gemora. Maybe hopefully it's going to come together over here. Be'ezus Hashem.
Okay, so should I read the next Rashi?
Yeah, unless Phil, do you want to read?
Phil, you're muted.
Oh, Phil is muted. Okay.
Okay, sorry. Let me see where I am.
Atu.
Atu? Atu means like one thing causes the other. This comes. My ichbat lav. What difference does it make? Kanatam, if he acquires it or not. V'chi Rav, and it's Rav Kahana, Atid, in the future, Lito will take out money. The Yito Rubid, he will be then taking Ribid, Shinatanli, that was given to him. Here's these numbers. Dalid, this is later on in the Gemara. Dalid, 4, the Lito Shmona, he's going to give 4 and take 8. The Halo Pesachnu, Pesachnu, right. And it doesn't pass over, no tell, the former calm in all the place, Shahaya Shum there till it was his. The Elu Shemachar and is that the sale was a theft, meaning for him. Umashalmim called Tamar has to pay all of the value, Yoker, at the expensive amount, Kishad Gazela, the amount of the time of the robbery. It was Shad Gazela, because it already appreciated at the time of the theft. So I don't know if this may be a little later on about that it got stolen. So the question, when was it stolen? Was it stolen after depreciated or before depreciated? This is saying it's stolen after depreciated. It's stolen before it appreciated. So it appreciated before it got stolen. So therefore he's already paying more, and it's not considered rebates because he already appreciated that.
What are we saying over here? Otu miyohi Rav Kahana arba v'shokil tamne. I'm just reading the words of the Gemara and just trying to translate them according to the way that they simple, straightforward understanding of the words. Otu miyohi, is it in fact the case? Is it so? The word otu, this would seem to be a double rhetorical question over here, because it would me makes the statement into a rhetorical question, and otu is making into a double rhetorical interrogatory over here. Otu me, is it indeed so that Yohiv Rav Kahana arba v'shokil tamne, that Rav Kahana gave 4 and now he's going to take 8? What's the problem over here? Oh, I think the point is that the Gemara is saying that Rav Kahana, when he gave the 4 and the 8, represents the 4 that Rav Kahana gave to the seller, and the 8 is what the seller sold the kitna to the other buyers for. So the Gemara is saying, is it so that Rav Kahana thought that he was doing a business deal over here, that he was buying something for 4 and that he was going to get a profit of 8 for it that he bought? No. What was Rav Kahana doing over there? Rav Kahana wanted pishtan. He needed pishtan, and he went to this guy that had pishtan to sell, and he gave him 4 for the pishtan, and he wanted the pishtan, and so that's what happened over here, and now with that, let's go back and read over the Rashi again. If we have any time, we don't have too much time. We have 1 minute, but just the first sentence of Rashi. Rashi says, "My ifhatlon b'hakanoson." The previous Rashi we were pointing out, b'nei marava, and b'nei marava. That's the issue over here. That the issue with b'nei marava is, did the purchasers have in mind, did they know about Rav Kahana, right? In order to make sure that when they gave the money, that their intention is to give the money for Rav Kahana. But over here, the Gemara is saying that that's not the issue over here. There's a threshold issue over here, and that's even before you get to the issue of whether the purchasers had Rav Kahana in mind. You got to get to the issue of whose pishtan is this that's being sold over here. That's what the That's what the issue is. What do we care, says Rashi, about whether the buyers intended to be makna their 8 to Rav Kahana? That's not the point. We have a threshold issue over here before that. And that issue is Biki Rav Kahana Osid Litol Mos Haya. Was Rav Kahana planning on getting money after he had gave his own money and making a profit over here? V'iton ribis, and taking ribis. So here Rashi's calling it ribis, that he would be giving 4, and then the seller would be giving him back 8. Hello, pishtano hayanotel. Rashi's saying, whose pishtan was this? This was the pishtan of Rav Kahana that was taken by the seller, and he went ahead and sold it to these second purchasers. Wherever that pishtan is, it belongs to Rav Kahana. And those that sold the pishtan, gazluhu mine, they stole it from Rav Kahana. And so therefore they are gazlanim. The sellers are gazlanim. I don't know why he says sellers in plural over here. It sounded like there was just one seller, but in any case, he's talking about sellers in general that would do this, I guess. And therefore Rashi concludes, Umishalmim kol damov b'yoker k'shas agzela. They would have to pay for their gezel according to the time of the that it was worth at the time of the gezel. Ubeshas agzela kvar hukar. And at the time of the gezel was when they sold it to the second buyer. And at that time, it was in fact worth 8. So the seller would need to give to Rav Kahana 8 because he stole the pishtan from Rav Kahana. But it's not anything to do with Bnei Marava. Okay, that Rashi's getting ahead of he's talking about the next couple lines in the Gemora over here that we didn't get to yet. Okay, and I see we're out of time.
Thank you,
Okay.
Rabbi.
Take care.
So tomorrow I've got a dentist appointment in Kanfei Nesharim over here at 12 o'clock. So this shir, the Gemora shir, I'm not going to be able to have.
Okay. I'm not sure what my status is going to be because I'm going to have to
Elioich, yes.
traveling this week.
Some portion of Pelioitz will be able to do, Be'ez Hashem. We'll see how much.
Okay. And
Okay,
I
well,
okay.
hopefully we'll see you, Bill, on the next day.
well, I don't know when I'm going to get back. I mean, I'll have to be traveling on Tuesday. I'm going to the kids. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go do it online. I have to be there. What time I have to be there because I'm going to grandkids on Tuesday. And then Wednesday I have guests for the week. So I'll see. I'm going to try my best I can when I can. Okay. So don't worry if I don't make it. Okay. Take care.
Okay.
All the best,
Great day.
Right.
Chodesh Tov, Umavorach.
See you tomorrow.